Court has decided to nuke a judge, once again, a far left-wing activist judge, that ordered Trump to reinstate all the workers that he has fired. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's read here. And it goes very nicely along with a brand new ruling from last night that we were planning on covering. Too much breaking news in one short moment. The Supreme Court on Tuesday halted the federal judge's ruling requiring several federal agencies to reinstate 16,000 workers the Trump administration has sought to fire. The decision to grant the administration's request means the federal government does not have to take steps to bring back these workers who were laid off. Wow. This is a judge in California. Oh, wow. Justices Sonia Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown Jackson, two of the court's liberal justices, noted that they dissented from the unsigned decision. The order indicated that some nonprofit groups that sued may not have legal standing to press their claims. Further complicating matters, a judge in Maryland issued a similar ruling that applies to the same agencies at issue in the California case as well as others. And that decision, which requires affected employees in 19 states and the District of Columbia to be kept on paid administrative leave. The affected agencies in California case, Department of Veterans Affairs, Defense, Energy, Interior, Agriculture, and Treasury. The Trump administration, in its initiative spearheaded by Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, has sought dramatic decrease in the number of federal employees, sparking fierce legal fights. Why? Wait, why exactly? You're getting fired. That sucks. I've been fired. No fun. No fun. But it happens to every successful person. It happens to all of us. This is just how it goes. If a company that you're working for fires you, what kind of a person sues the company to be brought back? Like, in what universe do you do that? Like, what kind of the company's already said you're not a valuable employee. Go do something else. And you're going to go to the Supreme Court to beg for your job back? Don't make no sense to me. I don't get it. Yeah, I fired. It wasn't fun. You kick a rock, you hit the bricks, and you go build something else. You go do something else. What a bunch of whiny little babies. What a bunch of entitled and privileged entitled scum. I don't understand. Like, what kind of a life do you think you're going to have? When the judge says you cannot fire federal workers? Yeah, you can. It's called the vesting clause. It's in Article 2 of the Constitution. Members of Congress are elected on a state or district level, whether you're a senator or a congressman. Judges are appointed. Only one man is vested with the power of an entire article of the Constitution and is nationally elected. In this election, right here, that's the election that brought us Trump. All 7 swing states went Trump. The popular vote went Trump. And then we vested Trump when he was sworn into office with awesome powers to run our federal government. The whole of the federal government, the executive branch, is vested in him. Not in a judge, not in some unelected judge in California or Maryland or District of Columbia. Not in these asshats that if they want to run for president, go run for president. You want this power? Go run for president. Likewise, Donald Trump is not allowed to wear a robe one day to the Oval Office, get himself a gavel, a cheap gavel like I have here in the studio, and to decide, like, what's the law. Donald Trump isn't allowed to do that. Donald Trump can't go write laws. That's Congress's job. Or dictate the spending, the budgetary is in Congress. That's Article 1 of the Constitution. Now, that's been ceded to the executive. It's a totally different conversation. But either way, like, Trump doesn't have the right to go intervene into the judiciary, meaning he goes and plays judge. And the judges don't have a right to go play president. And these people who work in the federal government serve literally, when you swear in, at the pleasure of the president. That's what they say. I serve at the pleasure of the president because you're part of the executive branch, because of the vesting clause, because that's how it works. It's insane, but a good decision. Okay, and there's another great decision last night, the Alien Enemies Act. The Alien Enemies Act from 1798. Oh man, do we have that amazing Tom Homan clip on this? Oh, an old law? Give me that. That's amazing. Yeah, okay. Oh, look, here. ALX at the top of the article. Here we go. Scroll down. Is ALX's tweet embedded in the article. Boom. We everywhere. Really? Oh, okay. You got the blocker on? Okay. Well, that's how it works. Anyway, guys, this is the Breitbart article. ALX's tweet is used here to announce a massive victory for President Trump. For the outlet, in a 5-4 decision, the Supreme Court justices found that the migrants had improperly challenged their deportations in Washington, D.C. They should have challenged them in Texas, where they were being held. Oh, wow. Would you look at that? So they had improper venue. This is called venue shopping. The ACLU went and venue shopped to Judge Boasberg, to the far left wing. 98% voted for Kamala Harris, D.C. Circuit Court, to get this ruling. Judge shopping and circuit shopping is illegal. And the Supreme Court destroyed Judge Boasberg here, ripped the case from him, and said, okay, go try this in Texas. Go on down to South Texas and find yourself a judge. Yeah, good luck with that. So that's what they said, and this was a huge victory. Now, why is it a 5-4 decision when we have a 6-3 court? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's the image. You have Ketanji Brown Jackson. You have Elena Kagan. Amy Coney Barrett siding with the liberals. Sonia Sotomayor. It looks like a literal faculty, like the DEI faculty at your local liberal arts college is what it looks like. We shared the photo last night. Somebody grab it. It's on our X account, please. This is Amy Coney Barrett is a real problem. Amy Commie Barrett is what some users on the internet are calling her. I am sickened about her. We didn't have time today, but I want to have a full conversation with Mike Davis about this week. What the hell is going on with her? Donald Trump stuck his neck out, used all of his political capital to get her into the Ruth Bader Ginsburg seat at the very end of his presidency. Donald Trump said so many nice things about her, advocated for her, fought for her, did all these lavish and wonderful events where he talked about how great she is. And then she has betrayed him time and time and time again on the court. You know, there are some warning signs. There are definitely some warning signs about Amy Coney Barrett. But it is a despicable thing that this has happened again. You know, there's this Sandra Day O'Connor was this Ronald Reagan appointee to the court. And she was supposed to be this rock-ribbed conservative. And then they all go left. They all swing left. What happened yesterday was that 5 justices, who are men, voted in favor of the law, which is that the president has the right to deport criminal aliens, and 4 women voted their feelings. They don't like it. Amy Coney Barrett, she doesn't like it. It hurts their feelings. So Amy Coney Barrett, who I think has 7 kids, 2 of them are adopted from Haiti, if I'm remembering this correctly. She has 7 kids. Amy Coney Barrett is voting in favor of the terrorists who murder American children and put her children's lives at risk and my children's lives at risk. She is a repulsive lizard. You can see it in this clip. You see it. Look at the way that she looks at Trump. Sickening. Sickening. So ungrateful. So despicable. Spitting in the face of the Constitution, our movement, of the people who fought to get her on the Supreme Court. She didn't deserve to be on the Supreme Court. I disown her. I disown it. I disavow. I worked very hard to get her elected. We did a lot of, pushing for her on this seat. We thought this would swing the court to just rational constitutionalism for the rest of my life. And now we get sabotaged by Amy Coney Barrett. Amy Coney Barrett, who voted with the DEI faculty, in order to bring terrorists back to America. That was what they were voting on. They were voting on an order by the judge to turn the planes around and bring terrorists back to America. Every deportation was supposed to go through Judge Boasberg. Judge Boasberg was going to sit there as president. They might as well have just put a little presidential seal on the end of his gavel, because he was just essentially gifting himself the presidential powers. Amy Coney Barrett. Now, of course, the 3 liberal justices voted, feelings for the gang members. Amy Coney Barrett voted to bring in terrorists that threaten her children, her 7 children, and their lives, to bring the terrorists back to America so that we could have a Laken Riley 2.0. What a sick witch. Everybody pray for Amy Coney Barrett, man. Something's going wrong with her. Something's gone horribly, horribly wrong. It's sickening. It's disgusting to watch. There's nothing worse in this life than betrayal. There's nothing worse in this life than the ingratitude for the people who brought you and made you. And this is a spitting in the face to the movement that picked her and said that she was going to be good. So I'm pretty angry about all of this. Luckily, the decision still stands, still win. Chief Justice Roberts, actually, leading the dissent, Chief Justice Roberts, blocks judge's order, return of illegal criminal aliens. These are really great reactions here. I love Stephen Miller on this. Stephen Miller is the author of these laws, the author of the implementation of the Alien Enemies Act, which has been used multiple times throughout American history and in modern history, in wartime, to get bad people out of our country. Here we go.
This was a huge, a monumental victory for President Trump. The biggest legal win of this administration so far. A total embarrassment for crazy Judge Boasberg, who's been trying to force this president to bring foreign alien terrorists back onto American soil, trying to turn our planes around, trying to empty prisons in foreign countries and bring them back to our soil. This is a monumental, colossal victory for the rule of law, for the Constitution, for our founding generation, John Adams, who signed this law into effect in 1798, and for President Trump in fulfilling his mandate and campaign pledge. What does this mean for you and your family watching at home tonight? It means that the Department of Justice, FBI, DEA, ATF, the U.S. Marshal Service, Customs and Border Protection, Border Patrol, and Immigrations and Customs Enforcement now have maximum authority to find and remove illegal alien gang members from Venezuela that have been responsible for so much misery in this country, for the torture and murder of Jocelyn Nungary, for the brutal slaying of Laken Riley. Those monsters can now be hunted down and expelled from this country with speed, force, and efficiency. This is a great day for America, Sean.
Rings like a bell, man. So sharp. Stephen Miller is the most effective Trump administration official in either term. He's the author of everything you liked about Trump term 1, and he now has total dominance over this White House as the deputy chief of staff. Speaking of total dominance, here's Tom Homan being asked about the Alien Enemies Act and how mean it is and how old the law is.
You say to those who claim you're using a 200-year-old law to circumvent due process?
An old law? Not as old as the Constitution. We still pay attention to that, don't we?
But some would say this is...
How many more terrorists do you plan on deporting to El Salvador?
Well, where's the rap horn? Give me the rap horn. Come on. God, we should have sent that clip to Jerry, man. Carolyn Levitt with her own mic drop here on the Alien Enemies Act. Let's freaking go.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America. We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning. He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists and Tren de Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow to deport these heinous, violent foreign terrorists from our neighborhoods.
Hell yeah. Man, it's an energy shift. Can you feel it? Everybody can feel it, right? It's an energy shift. Very, very good thing. They were always going to attack. They were always going to scream. The enemy doesn't like losing.